Hi, hello, my friends. It's Christy with 4 a.m. Junk Journals, and it is time for me to work on my casebook for this week 2 of our first case. I showed you my casebook previously. If you want to see that video, I'll drop it somewhere here, somewhere, and in the description. Um, so this is my casebook. Again, it was made from like a one of those binders where they send you the cards and stuff, or they used to ages ago, back when I was showing my age again. I don't know if they still do that. So this is my cover page. I'm skipping this. I'm going to decorate this to say like case 1, and I'm going to put some different information on there that we haven't gotten yet. So I'm going to skip that. This spread I want to use to make like a board. So like where I can connect things with string or whatever. So I'm skipping this one as well right now. I don't know if it'll be string, because then that would kind of interfere with the closer. Anyway, I'll figure that out later, but I'm skipping that page for now. So what I want to do is come to this set of pages, and this is where I want to start. So I'm going to remove them. And set them side by side here. And this is what I'm going to work with first this morning. It is Friday. I'm sorry. I had every intention of having these up last night, having these pages up last night. But I'll be honest with you, I came home and crashed so hard. I was asleep by like 7:30 at the latest. And I slept until midnight, and I woke up, and here I am. And it is currently not even 2 in the morning, and I'm doing a video. So there we go. I will probably be dead at work today. I mean, like, I'm going to be so tired. Okay, let's go over what information we've been given. To start with, I have to find the right thing. We know that the maid Letitia found Mrs. Worthington's body at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the art studio, laying on her, I think it was her right side, wasn't it? Help me out, detectives. Was it her right side? And there was some bruising around her neck. And I think a blue scarf, right? Tied around her neck. Let me go look. Yeah, a blue scarf wrapped around her neck. That they're not sure if it was the murder weapon or not. No fingerprints, no footprints really, but there was a small mark in the paint that looked like it could have possibly been a heel from a high heel shoe. We know that there were 2 windows in the art studio. Both were closed. There were no signs of forced entry. The maid kind of went through her day. She did mention a son of Mrs. Worthington's that she had lunch with named Albert. He apparently lives there in the house along with Mr. Worthington. And was that all? Did I miss anything? Oh, and a niece. They have not yet spoken with the neighbors, but they said that the grounds are so big that it's unlikely that they saw anything. Yeah, so that's pretty much, I think, what we've got. Looks like when she was found, she had been dead about 4 hours. So if Mrs. Worthington was found at 3 o'clock, Don't know how long it took the police detectives to get, or the medical examiner to get on the scene, but the medical examiner said she'd been dead about 4 hours when they arrived. So that's what we know so far. I just summarized that, huh? All right, I'm going to come in. I went on Etsy to look for splatter paper, and I bought these designs, and this is purple splatter paper, which I'm going to use to kind of cover this. Now I'm going to do some of my own splatter as well, but I just kind of wanted this for a background, and I should have printed 2 of them probably, so I'd have one for each side. I may go back and do that. So I'm going to use my glue stick for this. I may need to go back and add some wet glue, but to get started, I'm going to use my glue stick. So how is everyone today? How are your investigations going? Does anybody have any thoughts so far about anything? Do you have any thoughts about the murder? Do you have any thoughts about the suspect that we have so far? Any of the new characters who have been introduced? Do you have any thoughts about this whole kind of collaboration in general? Any questions for me? Anything like that? I'd love to hear it. I think that the response to this so far has been really good. Everybody seems to be getting kind of into it. I haven't seen a whole lot of pictures or videos yet. Just I saw where Kathy Orlando had made her casebook, and she made a video of that, which I have linked. If you guys have not checked it out, you definitely should. She did an awesome job. I loved it. So yeah, there's been lots of good interaction in the comments with questions for the suspect, Letitia, with questions for the medical examiner, and questions for the detective. I'm excited to see it. As we start introducing new characters, of course, you'll have an opportunity to question them as well. And yeah, it's started out really good. I'm having a good time. I hope you are too. And all right. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to print another one of these. Let me do that real quick. But the other thing I need to do is when I punch these holes, my hole punch is not that big, and those are really large holes. So what I found when I did the dividers was that it was a little hard to turn the pages at first, because the holes that my Big Bite make are so much smaller than the holes that were originally on here. So what I'm going to try and do is punch it a couple of times to make the hole a little bit larger, if that makes sense. Because yeah, I don't know what they used back then to make their holes in their pages, but these suckers are big. They're not real pretty holes having to do it this way. I don't really care about that as long as it fits, you know. So all right, so there we go. me see if I can start one of those printing. And I can do that while we go ahead and work. I can print this. It'll just take a minute anyway. I just have to find it first. Let's see. I put everything into these neat little folders on my desktop. So then, of course, sometimes I have trouble finding what I want, which makes no sense at all, right? And we want to print. Yes, yes, yes. Print. Okay, so I got that hopefully printing. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to need is a picture of Mrs. Worthington. Yeah. Okay, guys. So I did go ahead and print another piece of the splatter paper. And I also found this image that I'm going to use for Mrs. Worthington. It's a little difficult to find good free images online. And I wasn't opposed to paying, like, if I was gonna have like a you know, like a package of several pictures or something. Wasn't opposed to paying for that. But what I am opposed to is paying $5 for a single picture, or having to do an expensive subscription in order to get one. So I did find this picture, it says, was AI generated, and it was available on Pixabay. So if you guys don't know about Pixabay, which I'm sure you probably do, but if you don't, Pixabay is a free a place to get free images. And you have to be careful though, because if Pixabay doesn't have what you want, they will show you you know, something, and if you click on it to download it, it will take you to iStock, I think is the name of it, and they do charge. So yeah, you have to be real careful about that. But I mean, it'll tell you it's going to charge you, so you can just, you know, click out of it if you don't want to pay for it. But I did find this AI generated one free on Pixabay, so that's what I'm going to use. Okay. I'll try and fast forward through a lot of this stuff that's kind of boring. But what I discovered on my 10 for Tuesday this last week was I cut out a bunch of stuff and I sped things up like to 500 because the video was almost 4 hours long. Well, when you speed things up like that, you have to do one of two things. You either cut out your audio altogether and have it as a silent video, which is what I did. Primarily silent. I mean, there were a couple of times when I spoke, but it was mostly a silent video. All the areas I had to speed up were silent. Anyway, you have to either do that, or you have to do a voiceover. And I hate voiceover. Why do I hate voiceover? Because I always find myself feeling really stupid, like I don't know what to say. Which I feel that way sometimes making the video and talking, but at least it's more like carrying on a conversation while I'm doing this. Whereas if I'm doing a voiceover, I'm trying to figure out what to say at a particular point and trying to remember what I was doing and all of that, and it's kind of irritating. So not a big fan of doing voiceover. Now that's probably a matter of practice, and if I did it often, I would probably be comfortable with it. Might even prefer it. Who knows? But all this to say, what I found out on 10 for Tuesday last week was that people aren't overly crazy about videos without the talking. They don't perform as well. And so, in fact, I even had someone tell me that one of my regular viewers was like, don't much like that. So she said, I like the talking videos. So, I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, so while I may speed through small portions of this, most of it I'm just going to do, and you guys can like look at the length of the video and be like, I don't know about this. But anyway, okay, so this is what we've got so far. Now we're going to move on to her. This is our grumpy old Mrs. Worthington. Okay, so we've got Mrs. Worthington. Now, I want things that are significant. The purple splatter, the blue scarf, the high-heeled shoe print, possibly, if it's a high-heeled shoe print, the maid. What else have we found that was significant? The time, the possible shoe print, the maid, the blue scarf, the purple splatter paint. Did you guys pick up on anything else that was possibly significant? I know there was some bruising around the neck, but I don't know how I would represent that on here. I might be able to just put it behind something, though. Okay, let's cut it out and see what we can do with it. Random paper scraps on my desk get to go in there. Okay, let's look and see what I have for a high-heeled shoe. Because I know there are shoes in some of these. Shoes. Now, are there any high? Yes, we have high heels. Okay. I had hoped for more of like a stiletto heel look, but these are probably fine. What are the chances that the murderer was in stiletto heels anyway? So over here we've got our clues. So far anyway. Now we need something for the blue scarf, and we need probably a picture of our maid. I wonder if I couldn't find a picture I like in my Sears catalog for the maid. Sorry, I know my voice probably got kind of far away there. I was reaching for my Sears catalog. I was wondering if I could find a picture in here I might like for my maid, for Letitia. Oh, look, she's got a blue scarf on. But I don't want to use that because then that suggests that the blue scarf came from Letitia, and we don't have any information regarding that yet. Okay. I'm not necessarily going to fussy cut her out, but I do want to cut her down just a little bit. that's our maid, Letitia. All right. Am I in camera? Maybe a little bit. Okay. I need something for the blue scarf. The one thing I don't have is, like, I've got a lot of material. I don't have any scarf material that I know of. Hold on just a second. I just want to be sure we're good and in frame. Yep, we're good. Okay. I hate to keep printing things, but I was trying to think what I had that was kind of a scarf material. Well, I suppose the chances are that there's a blue silky scarf in the Sears catalog. I'm sure relying on this Sears catalog at the moment. I don't think I'm going to find it here, though. Excuse me again. I apparently have the yawns. And I think if I did find one, it would be like on someone, like that other one was, which is not what I want at all. Of course, if I find one online, it's probably going to be that way too. Let me check real quick. Hold on. I'll cut all your waiting out. So on that front page, like on my cover page, in addition to, you know, like making a, name for this case or whatever, and kind of doing a cover, I'm going to create a PI badge and put it on there for myself. So just an idea for those of you who want one. You know, you might consider making yourself a PI badge to include in your book. That may be over the weekend that I do that, as opposed to trying to fit it in the morning. I have not done an Art Before Breakfast video this morning. I had started one that I thought was going to be an Art Before Breakfast video, and it turned into something bigger. So I have not done an Art Before Breakfast video this morning. But obviously, as you can see, I'm doing Art Before Breakfast. Just haven't done the video. Maybe like that. What do you guys think? I just have to trim off the edges. And then over here, I've got her. Thinking I need a couple of closed windows. Because they said there were windows, but they were closed, or at least a window. And I know I have some windows in my Temu stuff. What else am I missing? Okay, so we know that she had lunch, that Letitia had lunch with a mysterious Albert, who apparently is Mrs. Worthington's son, but we haven't met Albert yet, so I'm not putting him on there. Because we don't know anything about him yet. Okay, I need... Where would I have put those windows? Probably in my miscellaneous bag. Timu Miscellaneous. It's this bag. Okay, so we have, these are kind of fancy, but she's in a big house, it said. So, and she was a famous artist, so she's probably got kind of a, oh, these are doors though. Doors and gates is all I've got here. Okay, or doors. Maybe those are doors and not gates. Need a window. I guess I don't necessarily have to have a window. Let's see what we've got here. This looks like it's windows. Okay. There's some doors, doors, doors. But does this look like a window or a door? I guess it could be either, couldn't it? I'm going to call it a window. I don't know how to indicate that it was closed, but that's information we got, so I feel like it should be there. Okay, we're going to call that a window. It might be a door. We're going to call it a window. Okay. Unless I can find something. Well, for purposes of saving time and sanity, we're going to call that a window. Okay. So we have the time her body was found. Okay. We have a possible shoe print. We've got our maid, Letitia. We've got a representative of the windows, which were in the art studio, but were closed. We have Mrs. Worthington. We have a blue scarf, and we have the bruising around the neck. What did I forget, guys? Hopefully nothing. Because I'm going to start gluing it down now. We're going to start over here. And then I've brought over my paint, and I'm going to splatter purple paint over everything. Because that's what the description said, was that there was purple paint splattered everywhere. Somewhere I have some stickers that are like a painting palette and things like that. If I find those at some point, I may come back and add one to the page. But that's one thing that's great about this, about the way we're doing this, is that you can always come back and add more things to your pages at any time, right? This is not like set in stone. Like this is all you can do on this page. You can come back and add things anytime you want to. I feel like she needs to be like cornered or something. Hold on. This is my We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile corner chomper that it has the scallop and the stub. And I'm going to use the scallop and just give her some corners. Okay, I like that better. Now, of course, the way I'm doing this, guys, this is just one way of doing this. You guys may have different ideas, and I am anxious to see how you guys put yours together. I'm excited for the inspiration and the ideas that we all pull together. This is going to be such a fun challenge slash collaboration slash thing. I'll put her right there. So much blue going on that page, isn't there? Okay. And then over here, oh guys, I'm so glad it's Friday. Like I said, it's been such a long week. And I really do have a lot of schoolwork to do this weekend, which is going to take up the majority of my weekend, but I'm just, 2 more weeks, 2.5 more weeks of school. I don't know. Anyway, too many. We've got I think it's 2 weeks left of class and then finals week. So and I went ahead yesterday and registered for a summer course, which will complete my coursework, hopefully, provided I pass everything. And not just pass everything, but pass it where it counts towards my program. So that's the thing, is C's don't count towards your program. So if I get a C, I have to retake or take another class. So so provided that I get a B or better in everything, that one class over the summer will be the last, and then then it's comps and dissertation. And I may be totally wrong, but I actually feel like dissertation, as stressful as that's going to be, is going to be a relief from the coursework. Because I am so over coursework, guys. Like, I am so tired. By the way, somebody had posted something about on my Facebook group about how everyone does these YouTube videos and has these nice, pretty nails. Guys, these are real crap nails. I should, but I don't worry about what my nails look like when I come on here. They might be a little bit cruddy. They might be broken. They might be covered in paint and ink. And I don't care. So if my hands bother you, I'm sorry. I try to at least make sure that they're fairly clean most of the time. Okay. I'm going to put that right there. Okay. All right. Now, like I said, we'll probably add some stuff here and there. But for now, this gives us a start. I have this envelope that someone sent me a random act of kindness in, and I'm going to lay this on top of it and to get my purple paint, and we're going to make a mess. Where is my purple? And I'm just going to splatter it all over. Let's get some of this darker shade. Mix it in a little bit. A little more. The wetter that paint is, the better it splatters, by the way. If you're not familiar with this technique. All right. So just really quickly though, before we move on, because I don't want this paint to dry on me. Let me move this to the side. I'm going to set this right here. Get this a little wet and get some of this paint off of it. And of course I'll have to go rinse my brush, but I think I'm going to throw that water bottle out. Into the trash it goes. Trash needs to go out of this room today anyway. But just really quickly, I'm going to bring over my paint roll. And we will unroll it to the point we were at when we stopped. There we go. This is also a messy, messy process, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. This is probably the messiest thing I do. I love the results, but it is a mess getting there. And there might be an easier, better way to do this. You guys feel free to drop me a message. I know I could tear the pieces off, and but that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the roll, which I really like. Let me go lay this out to dry. Okay, so if you were wondering what I was doing, I went and took that over there and just wiped this off onto some of it as well, because I had most of the water off of it. I'm going to pause you for a second and go get something to clean up my mess, and I'll be right back. Okay, got my paint roll drying, and I've got some bleach wipes here, or Clorox wipes. Actually, these are Members Mark disinfecting wipes, so they're like Sam's generic version of bleach wipes. And I'm just going to use them and wipe this down, and wipe my mat down, and wipe my paintbrush down. I'll still have to go and wash it here in just a bit. I threw away that nasty bottle of water, which I will, I've already got another bottle over there, so we're good. Just when I started to see floaties in the bottle, I figure it's probably time to switch it out. I will save this Clorox wipe, or disinfecting wipe, because it's going to have all this pretty color on it. So we'll save that. And let it dry up. Okay. And my pages are all splattered. They just need to dry now. And I'm going to call this good. This is my my pages for this week. And like I said, I can go back, I can add things, I can write notes in, I could do tip-ins and add information, because I may want to describe what some of this stuff means, and different things like that. I can write all over them, but this is my basic stuff. And in fact, I probably will go in and I'll like write Mrs. Worthington's name on here somewhere, maybe her age when we find that out, assuming we find that out. I might write things about the blue scarf if we learn anything more about it. Was it the murder weapon? Was it not? I may want to make notes about the bruising, say something about Letitia, definitely put her name on there. If there's anything else about the window or the shoe, or well, the heel mark, we don't know anything about a shoe, or the time, any of that, I can go in and make notes or do tip-ins or whatever I want to do. But those are my pages for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful, or at the very least entertaining. I hope that you crafted along, and I hope you'll join me again for another video very soon. If you like what you saw today, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from this channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you click the little bell, it will notify you every time I upload a new video. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're crafting today, and drop me a picture. And I'll talk with all of you again soon. Bye.